I want to show you the process step by step, how you can go about creating a simple flyer from scratch and then be proud of that. So here's what we're going to be creating. It's kind of a promotional flyer that we will be using to promote this region. So let's go to create a new project, file, new, and you will be greeted. If you're using Photoshop 2010, you will be greeted with this window. If you're using older versions, it might look a little bit different, but the important part in this is that those settings that we will be using to set our document size. Okay, so here this is the name where you have to put the name of your project, and I will type into C. Sorry, this is my project name. Here, this is the dimension of your document, and you have different measurements for measuring the file, for measuring the document. Okay, but for the sake of this tutorial, for this video, I will be using centimeters, and I will dial in 1021. Okay, the width, it's gonna be 10 centimeters wide and 21 centimeters high. Okay, and here is the orientation of the document. If, for example, I would say 21 by 10, you will see this switching automatically based on what I'm selecting. Here on this and this side here, you have different presets that you can use, different templates that you can use if you have a kind of project that looks like this. Okay, let's go back to this and redial all things. 10 by 21. Okay, here we go. The resolution is very important here. If you want to use the project or the file, say for screen only, for emailing and so on, you can put 72. It's gonna work. It's gonna be okay. But if you want to print this, it's important to keep this at 300 pixel per inch. It's very important, because this is the standard high resolution printing resolution for files, for documents. Okay. When it comes to the color code, this setting is also important. If you want to, as I was saying here, if you want to use this in email, you want just to view on computer, on screens and so on, you can leave this color mode to RGB, because screen colors are represented by RGB. R for red, the G means green, and the B means blue simply. But for print, we have to choose here CMYK. Okay, C stands for C stands for cyan, M magenta, Y yellow, and K simply means black. Okay, if you need to print this, it's important to set this to CMYK, because this is the standard setting for printing documents. Okay, background contents, just leave this to white. Everything will be okay, and for those, don't worry about those. Just click create. Okay, now we have a new document. We have a new canvas with the size of the document we want to use. First of all, we'll add an image. File, place. We'll add this image that we want to use in this. File, place embed. Okay, let me just did that too fast. Okay, file, place embed, and then I will look for the image I want to add. Before we go further with this, let me mention that inside of, I'm right now inside of the chapter 7 folder, mini project. You have the fonts we'll be using in that project. You will have it. You have those fonts there. I advise you to install this even before starting this project, because simply when you will be adding text, if you don't have them installed, you will not be able to use those fonts. Okay, make sure you install this before even starting this project. Okay, let's continue. So I will open this image. Okay, I will place this image, and as you can see, the image comes in, and it comes in at the center of my canvas. What I will do, I will just move it here, and you see this kind of purple line. You see, this indicates the center of this document, which is really handy and allows me to place things on the dead center of my document. Okay. Now let's see a few things about image resizing and so on in Photoshop. So if I want to enlarge this image, I just click on a certain part or a certain border, and I do this. You see, let's undo this. But before that, if you don't see that kind of border, that kind of frame, your image might be like this. For example, to transform an image, make sure you have selected the image. It's selected in the layers panel here. Okay, and then press Ctrl T, or if you want, you can let's press Enter. You can go to Edit, come all the way down to Free Transform or Transform. Let's select Free Transform, and you will have this same function. So to enlarge the image, click here on one border and you drag. In older versions of Photoshop, however, you have to hold Shift. If you're doing this, the image is distorting, simply hold Shift and it will constrain the modifications. Okay, I will undo this. And then if you want to move the image, just click on it once with the Move tool, of course. With the Move tool, you can move it. But you will notice that if I move it here, it will go outside of this of the canvas. But make sure the image is right here inside, and you can decide what where you want to place it here on this. Okay, let's resize this. Command or Ctrl T. I will resize this image because I want to have only part of this image inside of my my flyer. Okay, I want to have it about here. Okay, about here. Let's present that. Okay, this is the first part of the work done. Let's add the second thing to that image, and we will be adding a background. There'll be this green background here. But to do this, I will come here in the shape tool here. I will select the rectangle tool. Okay, and what I will do, I will come here. I will click and drag like this. Okay, and I will have the rectangle. But of course, you will tell me, it does not look like this. Definitely, it does not look like this simply because we didn't change the color. Okay, to change the color, what we're gonna do, generally always make sure you're on the shape tool. Okay, you will have the color here. The color is to select the color. You have it here, or in the properties panel, you will have it here. So what I want to do, I will show you a little technique. I'm zooming, Command or Control plus. I will just sample a color directly from this image. To do that, it's very simple. To do that, I will come here. And I will click on this. The color picker. It will show this. And what I'm gonna do, I can move this aside, okay, so that I can see. And I will do this. Look at that. When I sample this, when I click on this, it selects different colors from. We saw that when we're using the brush tool earlier. So I will use kind of dark color. Let's say something like here. Okay, and I will press OK. It will immediately change the color. To deselect it, just click on this. It will immediately change the color of this. If later on I want to change it, again, I can just select it. Select the layer, make sure the layer is selected, and come here, and then click, I can change the color to whatever I want, and then so on and so forth. Okay, I will undo this because I want to keep my color to this thing here. Okay, let me go back to this, and let me bring back my color. Okay, kind of practice if you want. Okay, I was on the wrong layer, sorry. I was on the wrong layer, don't worry about that. Here it is. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we want to add this thing here, this spot here. We already add the text will be added later. I want to add this bar here. Okay, let's come here. Okay, I will come here. You click here. Make sure nothing is selected here, otherwise it might modify what you've got selected. Okay, click here on this tool, and then there's the shift tool, and then I will come here and select white. Okay, by selecting white, now if I draw, I will definitely have something that looks like this. Okay, really good. Okay, we're approaching that thing here. Okay, fine. Now that we got this, let's add the text. Let's add the text to this image. To add the text, you simply need to come here to the text tool here on the left, and then you select the you have different options here. You can select your fonts, what font you want to use, and here's the font family, and here is the we'll call the weight. Okay, and here you have the size of the text, and we won't pay much attention to this. And here is the color of the text. We want the text to be white, of course. Let's choose white. Okay, and now if we click, we have, it's quite small because, let me zoom a little bit so that you can see what's going on. Okay, what happened is that when you're using, let me undo that. Let me click and undo that. When you're using the type tool, remember that if, for example, I click here and I type anything like for example, to go to this tool, that is the move tool, we press V. If I press V, what will happen? It will type V. It will really type V here. So if I want to change something, I have to first of all get out of this tool and then do it. Let me undo this. I'll go like this. Okay, I'm on this tool. Let me just increase the size of this to about 36. Okay, click, and I will type Enter C. Okay, if I want to change something with this text right now, I would need to get out of this. For example, if I want to move it, I would just have to get out of this, select the move tool and move it. If I want to change now, I want to change the text itself. For example, I want to use Clayman Personal as my font for this one. Okay, I just highlight it, select the text tool first, highlight it, and then you select your font. Another place to have this is in the properties panel. You can also change this, but I believe that, if I'm not wrong, this was introduced mainly in the latest versions of Photoshop. Otherwise, you can have the characters panel. If you don't have see it here, come here. You can go and click the characters panel, and you will have so much options which will allow you to work with this. Okay, enough of talking. Let's do some work on this. Okay, I will use this part here now to change this Claymail Personal. Okay, I will then want to increase the size. I can increase it here on the right, here at the top, or simply here. So 3 places where I can just increase this. Okay, I will increase the size a little bit to about here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring the move tool here. I'm gonna zoom all the way here so that I can see what's going on. And I will even use the move tool, select the layer, select the text, make sure it's selected here, and then increase the size like this to about 103. Okay. Later we will add some how do we call that, some effects to this. Okay, move this and make sure that it's really centered like this. Okay, fine. Now let's add another text here, but of course smaller, like a subheading if you want. But to do that, I will not create a new text layer and type in, I will just create a copy of this. To do that, I will click and drag it. You see this? Drag it on this plus sign here, and then I will move it down here. Okay, right here, of course. Another way to create a new layer, let me delete this. Another way to create a new layer, to duplicate a layer, is simply select the layer and press Command or Control G. It will simply duplicate the layer. I can do the same thing now by moving it down. Okay, this is the new layer. Now to modify it, I want to make it smaller and change the text here. The text that's inside it. I will highlight this. Okay, I will highlight this and put nature is queen. Okay, and I think I also put where nature's queen. I know you're telling me that the text is too big. We're gonna fix that in a minute. I will come here and I will now reduce. Come here and reduce. Just reduce this a little bit so that it's not that big, and make sure that I can align this properly. Okay, about here. Okay, that's good. Okay, where nature is queen. If you want to affect the spacing between the letters, you can do that here. You see here, you can affect that. For example, this is called the tracking. You can increase it to this, or you can do this. Okay, but for now I will leave this at 25. Okay, leave this at 25. And now we will add some text. We will add paragraphs that we can use to describe a few things. And to do that, we will select the text tool, the type tool if you want. I will use a font called Montserrat Medium. You see what happened? In fact, the fact that I had it selected when I was creating this text, it changed the text. In fact, let me just undo that. Okay, it's important not to have anything selected here. You can click outside the canvas, and this will work. Okay, now let's go back to this tool, Montserrat regular. Okay, in terms of size, right now it's literally too big. Let's go for something about, I don't know, about 9. Then we're gonna adjust it later. I will click. You will notice that I'm not adding any text here. Look at that. Photoshop automatically add this text. This text is called dummy text, and it's placed here so that you can kind of placeholder text which you can use before you add your real text. Okay, and as you can see, it's quite small. I will highlight this and I will increase the size to maybe about here. Okay, the spacing also you can adjust the spacing here by using the slider. Okay, we can apply this about here. Okay, now I can click inside of this, and you will see that the text is still a little bit too big. I will click here by clicking on the text itself without going into the text tool. I can affect the size of this thing. Okay, let's say about here, about say, yeah, about 18. Okay, and let's move the space between the about here. Okay, now you might be asking yourself this, so what do I do to have the other text here? We'll kind of trick that a little bit. I will click the type tool, get into this. Okay, and this is we're working into a text area. What I'm gonna do, I highlighted this, edit, I copied it. Okay, and what I'm gonna do now is to paste it, edit, paste, or simply Command or Control V. I'm pasting this so that I can have some kind of additional text. And I'm gonna do this just to add some kind of paragraph to this thing. Okay, I'm pasting another lot of this, and here we go. Command V. Here we are. Okay, now I can just move this a little bit. Click on this and just move it a little bit. Okay, sorry. Okay, move this a little bit up here, like this. Very nice. Okay, let's see what we got until now. We got this. Isn't that good? Isn't that beautiful? Okay, let's see whether we've done everything. Everything's fine. Okay, very good. Now what I'm gonna add some effect to this, a kind of drop shadow, just to create some more contrast and allow it to be a little bit more readable. To do that, I will select this, the title here, and I will come here to the FX button. I will click here, and I will click drop shadow, and immediately you can see that it added, although slightly, but yeah, it added some shadows. So what I want to affect here is the size of the shadow, the opacity. Look at that. Here, when I push it here, it becomes quite intense. And I like it here, and I think I'm gonna keep it. Okay, put up shadow opacity, just push the opacity. In terms of distance, that's simply distance of the shadow from the text itself. It's kind of cool here. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. The spread is how the shadow spreads around. You see, it becomes kind of hard, kind of harsh, kind of, but I love when it's soft. It controls the softness of the shadow. Okay, let's do this about here, and then press OK. You can see we have this here. I can change the color of the shadow here. Okay, let's cancel this and let's press OK. And normally, basically, we are finished designing this beautiful flyer from scratch, just like this, simply. Now you can save your work. You can come here, file, save as. You can save this as a PDF or whatever, or simply save this as. Let's first of all save the project itself, and to see flyer project, something like this that makes sense to you. Make sure it's Photoshop layers so that we can work on it later. Press OK. Now I want to save a JPEG version of this thing. Click here, we save. Okay, maximum. Wait, no, because look at that. It's big. I will put it high. And let's bring that down about here, a little bit here. I'm looking at the file size here. Okay, and click save. We're done. Okay, that's exactly how you can create a flyer, simple printing thing